Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm a psychic medium who loves exploring haunted history. Today, I'm taking you on a solo adventure I did in Savannah, Georgia. It's known as one of the most haunted cities in the US, filled with deep history, gorgeous architecture, and plenty of spiritual energy. Let's take a walk through the magic and mystery of Savannah. I was only here for less than 24 hours. Yay, my first stop in Savannah was Conjure, a beautiful metaphysical shop right in the heart of Savannah. Fun fact about me, I try to visit local tarot shops for readings whenever I travel. I was going for a walk at night and stumbled into this beautiful shop. The reader told me about how I need to keep posting online and how my work is helping other people. She also told me how small of a man my ex was, and we had a good laugh about that. After that, I wandered through Forsyth Park. You've probably seen its famous fountain. It's the postcard of Savannah, but what you might not know is that this park has witnessed everything from Civil War encampments to duels and tragic losses. The energy was intense here, but the park is beautiful. As I walked under the hanging Spanish moss, I felt a big presence near the fountain. It was feminine, but a little melancholic. And whether it was a spirit or just the energy of the space, it reminded me that some emotions linger long after their time. During my walk, I also met a famous author, Cynthia Hammer. She is a DMV native, which we connected on. I bought a copy of her new book and she signed it for me. Isn't she so beautiful? Go check out her new book, Who is at the Door? Next, I walked past the famous marble house, Everything is Made of Marble, and imported from Italy. It's not necessarily haunted, it's just interesting, and it caught my eye, so I wanted to share. Now, the Sorrel-Weed House. This one is infamous for being one of the most haunted homes in America. Built in the 1800s, it was home to General Francis Sorrel, and its history is tragic. Enslaved people lived and died here under horrific conditions. There were also a few mysterious passings that occurred over the years, including Sorrel's wife Matilda, who allegedly jumped to her death after discovering her husband forced himself onto an enslaved woman named Molly. I wasn't able to book a tour, however, I felt a strong presence watching me from the basement window. As a clairvoyant medium, sometimes I can see spirit. Well, I saw a young black male, probably in his 20s or early 30s, watching me from the window. He was vigilant, but gentle and non-threatening. I felt his energy follow me around the house. I think this was the most intense energy I felt during my whole trip in Savannah, and when I go back, I will definitely be booking a tour to explore this house further. I was heading out the same day and then went to go visit Bonaventure Cemetery. It's peaceful, hauntingly beautiful, and full of history. The live oaks, crumbling stones, and angel statues make it feel like you're walking through a portal. This cemetery became famous thanks to the book of The Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, but it's so much more than pop culture. It's a space where grief, history, and love all converge. One of the most beloved spirits here is Gracie Watson. She passed away at just 6 in 1889, and her grave is marked with a striking lifelike statue based off of her own photo. Local says she plays tricks, moving small toys, or causing cold spots around her grave. She has one of the most famous graves in this cemetery. People come just to visit her. People often leave her offerings of coins, money, or toys. I felt like I could feel her energy the strongest out of any other spirit in this cemetery. She was vigilant, but also playful. It is deeply tragic what happened to her. She ended up passing away from pneumonia, and apparently her funeral services spanned from a week long, and over 1,000 people showed up to her services. Bonaventure Cemetery is beautiful and historical, but it was also originally a plantation established in 1846. It later became a public cemetery in 1907. Famous poet Conrad Aiken is buried here. His tombstone doubles as a bench, and he reportedly encouraged people to sit, sip gin, and contemplate the meaning of life. There's a beautiful story of him witnessing a shipwreck as a child. It shaped his writing and maybe even his relationship with the spirit world. His bench reads, "Cosmos Mariner, destination unknown. Give my love to the world." Bonaventure is home to grave sites of politicians, Revolutionary War soldiers, and even the general public. There were people here actively mourning their loved ones. I think it's really important to say this is a sacred space and it's important to respect other people's grave sites. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. I love exploring haunted historical places, especially cemeteries. As a psychic medium, cemeteries bring me so much peace, and it makes me feel happy knowing that spirits are at rest, even if they are active. It's a place where they choose to be, and I think that should be honored and respected. Through my travels, I haven't encountered anything quite as beautiful as Bonaventure Cemetery. I highly recommend visiting. Bonaventure has above-ground graves, primarily due to historical practices where individuals with comas or low pulse rates were mistakenly buried alive. This helped the practice of checking that they are actually deceased. This little birdie was following me around, so I decided to follow it as well. And that's how I ended up on this trail. I had no sense of direction. I was just going with vibes, and it was stunning. This oak tree is gorgeous, and you can just tell by its size how old it is. With this gravesite, I wasn't sure exactly the symbolism. Apparently, it was constructed in this way to fit as many people inside the tomb as possible. And here's a butterfly, similar to the bird. I was allowing it to guide me. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a cardinal here dancing around on the tombstones as well. This is where I saw an orb. I didn't notice this until I was editing, and I tried to slow it down and zoom in for you guys. I felt drawn to this urn on top, and apparently the story is the person who constructed this didn't want anyone to touch the urn. He wanted to be sacred or something, and I don't remember the rest, but interesting how an orb popped out here. If you're interested, here are some bloopers from my road trip. I went from DC to Savannah, Georgia to Florida, and here are some pictures from along the way. I really appreciate you checking out my video today, as I'm new here on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see, and I'll be able to make more historical haunted videos in the future. Thanks again, and have a great day.